It is week 60 of my keto journey. So this week I added dairy back into my diet. So did I gain? Did I lose? Did I stay the same? Stay tuned. So this week I added dairy back into my diet. I didn't go cray-cray. I just wanted to bring back the heavy whipping cream in my coffee in the mornings, maybe a dab of cheese during a meal here and there, like nothing too crazy. If you're new to my channel, my name is Lydia and I've been on a weight loss journey for the past 14 months and I have lost over 75 pounds. My goal is to definitely get to 100 pounds lost, but overall a total of 115 pounds. So if you haven't joined my journey already, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and follow along. Now let's see how this week went. Happy Sunday, everybody. Yesterday I did not track. It's my Saturday. It's like my free day where I didn't track, I didn't measure, I didn't do anything. I still stayed keto. We had an amazing steak for dinner last night, but I didn't track anything. So today we're back on track, not doing non-dairy, but I'm still gonna limit my dairy. I forgot to take my collagen yesterday. I guess I was expecting to do the shake and I never did. So today I'm gonna put my collagen in my coffee just like old times, and I am gonna have the nut pod, which is dairy free, in my coffee today. And then I'm not sure what we're doing for food today, but I will show you when we do it. Today's lunch was roast beef lettuce wraps. I just put a couple of slices of the deli roast beef. Underneath it is a smudge of Duke's mayo, and I do have some ground mustard, and I just ate it like that for lunch. I also heated up some leftover coleslaw stir fry and had that for my first meal. So yesterday I had bought this Gouda cheese with garlic and basil, and I bought some of this summer sausage. So we've been snacking on it. Caesar's gonna make another steak tonight. And I'm just gonna kind of nibble on this, but geez, I didn't even realize an ounce of cheese is like 100 calories. It's a lot, so I don't even know if I'm gonna have any sides with the steak. I may just do the steak tonight. Dinner was another steak, but this time I decided to cut mine in half because I wasn't incredibly hungry due to the cheese and the summer sausage. So we had a little bit of mushrooms and onions, a half of a ribeye steak with some blue cheese crumbles on top. All in all, my day is a pretty decent day. It is about 7 o'clock. I took my medication, I would say about 10 hours ago. So it's 135 over 87. Not bad. All right, this morning I had my apple cider vinegar. It is Labor Day. It's our anniversary today. I am breaking my fast. It's 11:15 and I'm gonna make some coffee. All right, we're starting the day off with the pumpkin pecan pie. I did a tablespoon of heavy whipping cream in my cup. I'm going to froth it up and then make the coffee. So I kind of frothed it up. I don't know if you could see it. Like a little bit of a whipped cream. Now I'm going to brew the coffee. This is how it is right off the coffee pot. I'm just going to do a little quick stir. And it should be right to go. Yum. All right, it is about 3 o'clock. We just came back from the store to get a few things for our anniversary, and I bought this crab ceviche. I thought it was a good price for it. Didn't even bother to look on the back because apparently a serving of this is 12 carbs, 11 net carbs. So good thing is today's macros, I'm able to fit it in and stay under, because breakfast was just steak and eggs. And then dinner's gonna be salmon with shrimp and maybe some coleslaw stir fry. So I'm able to afford it today, that's good. My chocolate collagen, since I didn't put any in my coffee this morning, and we're gonna have this at 3 o'clock. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and have some of the ceviche now at 3 o'clock, because if I have it right before dinner, I'm not gonna be hungry for dinner. So I'm gonna measure out 5 ounces. Sorry, my scale looks a little nasty. All right, 5 ounces. I mean, this little bowl, it is a little bowl, but it's pretty full. So looks like a good serving. All right, now I'm gonna measure out a 1/2 ounce, since that's what a serving size is, onto our scale. We got it zeroed out, and let's see how much a 1/2 ounce is. Man, that's not much. All right, that's a 1/2 ounce. So that's what I'm eating with my ceviche. This is dinner. We've got some garlic butter shrimp, some coleslaw stir fry, and a little salmon fillet. Caesar has some tilapia, shrimp, and stir fry, and he's got some crab ceviche that he's going to be chowing on with some pork rinds.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Happy Tuesday, everybody. It is exactly 9 o'clock in the morning, and this morning is a little bit of a hard one for me because I woke up, I guess, around 7 this morning, and I was a little hungry. I've been trying to stave it off this entire morning. My husband made breakfast. It smelled so good. I haven't had my coffee, so I'm gonna try my hardest to get all the way to 11 a.m., which would be 16 hours fasting, but I'm not sure I can quite do it. I'm a guest on a podcast this morning at 10:30, and I can't imagine doing that for an hour without having my coffee. So I'm just going to have to give in to the idea that today I'm going to break my fast a little bit early. I'm going to do collagen coffee this morning, mainly because I am trying to limit my dairy intake. And yesterday, the only dairy I had was the heavy cream I was putting in my coffee. Today, I know we're doing Taco Tuesday tonight, so we're going to have lettuce wrapped tacos for Caesar and I, and I'm not sure if the kids will have tortillas or not, but we usually put sour cream and cheese and salsa and all the good things on the tacos, and it's one of my favorite meals that we make. But since I know we're gonna have dairy tonight, I'm thinking I'll ease up on the first part of the day. So if I just do my collagen coffee with a flavored nut pod in it, maybe marshmallow today, and then have maybe a dairy-free lunch, then I will find the balance in having my dairy for dinner. I'm trying to be better. Do you see this? I am trying to be better. I am trying not to overload on cheese and go hog wild and put, cream cheese on everything. So that's me, baby steps. So I am going to try and hold off on my coffee until about another hour if I can, and then see if I can start moving my window from 10 to 6 this week instead of 11 to 7. For some reason, I've been eating dinners later, and that's been pushing my morning back later if I'm trying to do the intermittent fasting. But I also need to know that if my body is super hungry, don't make yourself have a bad morning and not have anything just to try and make yourself intermittent fast. My keto coach Brian always told me that. Don't make yourself intermittent fast. You should naturally be fasting because you're not hungry anymore. So if you're hungry, eat. But today I'm gonna wait a second before I make my coffee. I'm gonna wait as long as I possibly can to make my coffee. My little trick about drinking apple cider vinegar. That's usually what curbs my appetite. So I made myself a big glass of apple cider vinegar with a heaping tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, about 1 ounce of freshly squeezed lemon juice, a squirt of stevia, and a little too much cinnamon. But I can drink on this until it's time for my coffee. All right, it's about 11:30. I'm gonna have this chocolate collagen in my coffee with some toasted marshmallow dairy-free nut pod creamer. I think I'm gonna put maybe 2 tablespoons today. My first meal of the day is gonna be 2 sausage links with some yellow mustard. There you go. right, it's about 1:45. I'm gonna have an afternoon cup of coffee. I have 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream and some chocolate stevia. All right, it is 6:51. We are about to go on a walk. Right now I'm at 458 calories, 0 minutes of exercise. The steps I have so far are 3,956. So let's see how much progress we get done during this little walk. Zoomies! Crazy dog, crazy dog. Ah! Oh my goodness. All right, it is 7:42. We only got, 561 calories, 9 minutes of exercise, 6,426 steps, even though we were gone for 50 minutes. My entire day just right now before I even have a cup of coffee. So it's 11:11. I decided to go in with the spiced pumpkin pie. I don't know how the cinnamon is going to taste in it, but I figured it might go together. And then just to make things more interesting, I was going to put a chocolate collagen scoop. So talk about a bunch of different flavors. We've got chocolate collagen pumpkin pie coffee with cinnamon nut pods. So that's what I'm going to make for my coffee this morning. I took out skirt steak for dinner tonight. So we're going to grill these up along with some fajita veggies, which are like onions and bell peppers. And I already figured out I can have, I think, 7 or 8 ounces of meat. So I'll have to measure that out. And then like a cup of the veggies. And then for lunch, we've got leftover ground beef from last night's tacos. So I figured I could do a couple of these lettuce wraps with this leftover meat and about an ounce of Colby Jack cheese with some sour cream. So there you go. This whole thing is all figured out already. It's not even noon. I haven't even had a sip of coffee today. And I have pretty good macros, like perfect macros for today. So let's see if it all works out the way I planned. All right, it is 3:17 and I'm gonna get a little pick-me-up with a cherry blade lemonade bang for my midweek bang. So hubby made dinner tonight. We have some beef fajita, beef skirt steak, and we made some refried beans for the kids. They're eating bean and cheese tacos. We have fajita peppers. I already divided them up into the servings for us. Yum! Right, this is it. This is dinner. Beef fajitas with peppers, some white queso, and a guacamole cup. Yum! Happy Thursday, y'all. It is 10:35 and I'm about to make my coffee. Let me show you. So I decided to take 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream and a squirt of stevia, and I whipped it up to make like a whipped cream, like with my frother. And then I'm gonna put some pumpkin pie spice coffee in there and see how it tastes. Look at that, it's already looking frothy. That's what it looks like without me even mixing anything. I kind of almost just want to taste it like that because maybe I don't need to mix it again with my frother. Let's see. Legit good. I mean, seriously, I have been getting the frother even after I've frothed up the heavy whipping cream and then like mixing it again just to make sure it was well mixed. But there's no need to do that. Once the coffee gets in there, it like mixes already and all the froth just comes to the top. Oh! I was wanting this kind of decadent, satisfying coffee this morning. All right, our dinner plans. I got these cube steaks that were tenderized, and this is the kind of meat that is usually made for the chicken fried steak. So what I'm gonna do is take my pork rinds mixture that I use on everything, and I'm gonna try making little breaded cutlets, like chicken fried steaks. And then I may even do a white gravy, like a keto gravy with some heavy cream and seasonings. And I did buy some mashed cauliflower, so I'll be having this over mashed cauliflower and having a keto version of the very high carb, very bad South Texas dish of chicken fried steak. All right, it is about 12:30. I'm not super hungry, so I decided to just take a slice of roast beef. I smeared a little bit of mayonnaise on it. I have a slice of Munster cheese and some yellow mustard. I'm just gonna roll it up and eat that, and then I'm gonna take my collagen with almond milk this afternoon and then have dinner. So I'm not really eating much today. I'm not super hungry. All right, it is 2:07. I'm going in with my collagen drink. I'm doing some editing, answering emails. So I just wanted to keep lunch light, make sure I get my shake in the mid-afternoon so I can go in on dinner tonight with my chicken fried steak, keto style. I'm excited to see how that turns out. All right, this is tonight's dinner. We have a keto version of chicken fried steak, and we've got mashed cauliflower. I made a keto version of white gravy, and we've got a half a cup of green beans. We used the breading, the same breading that we used for the fish and the pork, the other recipes. I tried it with the steak. Happy Friday, everybody. It is about 9:40, and for some reason, I'm a bit hungry this morning, which is odd because yesterday it was like 12:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30, and I wasn't even really hungry. So I think I'm going to break my fast a little bit early today. Well, I'm going to start making my coffee, and I think I'm going to have breakfast this morning. And for my meals tonight, we have a lot of leftovers. I still have those beef fajitas left over that I can have. I may do that with breakfast with a couple of eggs. And then we have those leftover. I made the keto chicken fried steak last night, and Caesar and I ate the chicken fried steak as a whole, but I had cut up the kid's steak into like steak fingers and did those in the pork rinds. So I have a lot of those left over. So that might be dinner tonight. We also have burgers and turkey patties that we could make for dinner tonight. So I'm not going to pull anything out to defrost. I'm going to keep it really easy. Today's just a really weird day for me. Like it's cold, which is nice. It's cool, I should say. We're in South Texas, so it's not cold. But it's cool, it's cloudy, it's breezy, and I love that. But like today, I just feel like I'm surrounded by negative news everywhere. Like I turn on the TV and everything about the pandemic is going on, and then I get on Facebook and everything about 9/11, and it's just like, okay, you know what? Today might be a day to just unplug and relax and maybe do some self-care. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna try and raise my spirits up today. Let's make some coffee. All right, so it is about 11 o'clock. I'm gonna go ahead and make my first meal of the day. I heated up a little bit of this beef skirt steak. I'm going to put this cup of holy guacamole on there and fry up a couple of eggs in Kerrygold butter and top it with the eggs. All right, this is my breakfast for today. We've got about 4 ounces of beef skirt steak, a holy guacamole cup, 2 eggs cooked in Kerrygold butter. I think I only did like a half a tablespoon of Kerrygold butter, and I topped it with some Frank's Red Hot and some pink Himalayan salt. First meal ready to go. So tonight's dinner, I kept it simple, and I just reheated leftovers from last night. So instead of a full chicken fried steak that we had last night, it was cut up into strips. So I had steak fingers with some leftover mashed cauliflower, some leftover green beans, and leftover white keto gravy. So as you saw, I lost 1.8 pounds from last week's weigh-in. Yay! Now remember, I had gained a pound from the week before. So In all actuality, I am at a new all low at 188.2, and 2 weeks before I was 189. So I had gone up and then gone back down. So that's the good thing. It is slower. I am tracking. I am staying within my macros. But if you recall, a couple of weeks ago, I did up my protein so I wouldn't stress about having too less protein and feeling still hungry after I've eaten dinner or my meals. So I've added more protein into my diet, but I'm still watching my macros. I'm still keeping my carbs under 20, and I'm still trying to keep my calories at about 1,300 calories a day. Now, last night, I didn't plan whatever I was going to eat for dinner, and I ended up eating leftovers from the day before, which was our homemade chicken fried steak with the mashed cauliflower and all of that. And once I entered that in, I realized I ended up going over on my macros by like 200 calories. So, I mean, it's not horrible. It's not like I doubled my calories or anything. And I don't think it made that much of a difference in today's weigh-in. But that was the one thing that I noticed this week. I didn't really do any exercise. I think we went down for a walk once this past week, and I didn't really add that many steps that particular day. I didn't really pay attention to my steps this week at all. So I have no idea if I've been hitting 5,000 steps every day or not. We've just been virtual learning from home, working from home. You know, I still feel like I'm getting up and walking a lot by going back and forth to their rooms and helping them every 5 minutes. But I don't know if it's enough to actually get me at 5,000 or 7,500 steps. I kind of let the exercise idea just fall by the wayside. So I do need to be better about incorporating that. Right now, I'm just excited I was able to track for another whole week and not get crazy discouraged. Now, I will say I tracked, but there were a couple of times where I didn't necessarily pull out the measuring cup for something, and I got to get better about that. It wasn't often that I forgot to pull out a measuring cup, but I am getting better about doing it. So next week's plan, I'm still going to keep the meals maybe not crazy cheesy dairy, you know, and I'm going to try and incorporate a little bit more workout steps, something into my, now that the weather's getting cooler, it's going to be a little bit easier for me to convince myself to go outside and walk for a bit. Now, if only I can find Copper's leash so I can take him for a walk. But that's the plan for next week. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you find out when all the other videos are being posted. And leave me a comment. Are you on your own weight loss journey? What was this past week like for you? I'd love to hear from you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.